Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Tuesday, the 10th of May, and they are as follows. So on Tuesday, I'll be having a 50 pence each way, lucky 15, and a pound each way on each selection. Well, first of all, I thought it was off to a decent start Monday. The first horse came placed at 11 to 1, came to win it exactly how I thought it would do. I was hoping it would be prominent, but it has ran as though it can make ground up. So, yeah, just couldn't quite get the leader. The second selection, I didn't actually see it until the replay, and by then it had already unseated the rider. But I know this is hardly any consolation, but that's it was. It clipped heels, but it was still first past the post. It basically, the loose horse carried on, which was our horse, and I do think there could be a race in it. I don't know what happened. Apparently, it clipped heels after 4 furlongs. So and then the third horse was disappointing. It came placed fourth. It was back right into 6 to 4, and I think it was just tap for toe. It was travelling all the way round, and then just as it turned off the last bend, they kicked, and I think it didn't quite get a run. But then once he got stuck into it, it was game over by then. It was making ground up, but just kept on really. Yeah, and I think like the commentator said, I don't think the course actually suited it. And finally, the last horse, the Isabel Francis. I think what that horse needs, I think it always seems like any of the horses that are back on the all weather that come from behind always insist on going in the car park. Well, it was travelling pretty well at the back. When it showed you the angle from behind, she was actually trying to hold it back for the time being for a late run. But then all of a sudden she let it go really wide, and then coming around the final bend, it went even wider, and it just stayed on one pace. I think personally, what that horse needs, it needs a professional jockey to ride it. No offense towards Isabel Francis, but it tends to hang, and I think you need to make its mind up for it. And I don't think she quite did that. Although she does ride it regularly, she has rode some good races on it, but today wasn't the day. It was disappointing. Anyway, let's get on to Tuesday's selections. The first selection is Rocket Dancer in a 340 at Beverley, paying 4 places instead of 3. I backed this horse last time. It was a tip for the channel. It was literally, I think, second last, just turning the bend, turning up the hill, round the bend at Pontefract. It's very difficult to come from last at Pontefract. It was travelling fine, it just got shuffled back. And I think, don't get me wrong, it's a tricky course to come from behind at Beverley as well. But it made that much ground up at Ponty. If it runs the same kind of race again at Beverley, I think it's got a cracking chance of at least making the first 4. I am going to start keeping an eye on the Easterbies. I've been looking at the statistics, and they start picking it up from Mate, as in like their win strike rate, but it tends to go a lot higher June, July, August. I think it's when a lot of these northern meetings, like the York meetings come thick and fast. So I'll be keeping an eye on the Easterbies, both the is it Michael Easterby, but certainly Tim Easterby as well. And this is that is it Mick and David Easterby? This is one of their horses. Could be wrong on the first names. The second selection is High Security at 15 to 2 in the 310 at Beverley, and this is 3 places only. It's another horse that I've kept an eye on because I did back it at Catterick probably last season sometime. I think it was early on last season, and it is ready for winning. I am watching another horse in the race, but I do think it won't be suited by the course. I backed Tar Heel last time, and I also tipped it for the channel, and it was behind at Catterick. Well, tomorrow I don't think is the day for Tar Heel. I think we've got a better chance by backing High Security. So that's my selection in the second race, or in our second race. The third selection is Mac Be Lucky at 28 to 1 in the 2 o'clock at Sedgefield, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse, Mac Be Lucky, it's travelled from Glamorgan to I'm going to say Sheffield then, Glamorgan to Sedgefield. It's a 5-hour trip, and that's just one way. 5-hour trip. I can't believe this horse is only rated 64, but it's £6 out the handicap. It's not a good race. I think it will appreciate the better ground, and I'm just wondering, if this horse is no good, why not just race it on a course much more local to Glamorgan? Right, don't get me wrong, my geography is not great, but I'm pretty sure you've got Chepstows round there. I'll let somebody else come up with all the courses round there, but I don't understand why they're going 500. It's not 500 miles. 5 hours away. It just seems a bit much. And also, they've got Adam Wedge on it, which I don't think is a stable jockey anymore. So doesn't he? Well, it does ride a lot for Evan Williams, but I'm not sure if there's a stable jockey anymore. So I think it's a decent 28 to 1. I think it's got half a chance. And also, its Racing Post ratings have not been far away from its handicap march, which indicates it's not too badly handicapped. The final selection is Cornell at 20 to 1. Well, I backed this one before. It's in the 1 o'clock at Sedgefield, only paying the first three. Well, if you're not doing anything tomorrow and you're in no rush to put the bets on, I would wait to see if there's a non-run in the race. It does make it more difficult if there is, but there's already question marks over the front two. I'm not saying that the front two aren't head and shoulders above the rest of them, but you've got Rock Legend, it's got a penalty, yeah, it's got okay bits of form, but I think there's question marks. I like to oppose horses, novice hurdlers or relatively inexperienced handicap hurdlers that have got a penalty, and this horse has. So straight away, there's question marks about it. Don't get me wrong, it's the best horse in the race. And then you've got Barenko, which has also got a penalty, and it's done nothing over. Sorry, I don't think it's got a penalty, but it's won once. In fact, let me just double check. Sorry about that. I know it's won once. Let me just double check whether it's actually a penalty or not. Come on. In fact, no, sorry, it hasn't got a penalty. It was a Hexham bumper, so it won't have had a penalty in that. But as you can see, it's ran all right, 10 of 22. Yeah, in touch with leaders. So I think 11 to 4 for the highest Racing Post rating is 89. Well, let's just have a quick look at Cornell. So you've got 11 to 4 chance there with a Racing Post rating of 89 or 84, whatever I just said. So now we've got Cornell, Racing Post rating of 76, yeah? Racing Post rating of 81. Forget the flat form, I'm not bothered about that. It's just, basically that's just another outing. Look, well, actually, even race wide towards rear, steady headway. Yeah, no, I'm not reading into that. I'm looking into the red vision. Well, you've got Callum Bewley that's ridden this one twice, but also Callum Bewley is normally the regular jockey of Scott's Poet, but for some reason is not actually riding it. I don't know why, but I do think Cornell has got half a chance of sneaking a place. Because for me, it's the only one with a recent, well, apart from the favourite, with a recent run. You've got just over 3 months. You've got 229 days. Never been over hurdles before. Don't get me wrong, it could hack up. Scott's Poet. I think this horse wants further. 132 days off. One Sock, 65 days off. So, and also Cornell's got course and distance form. So definitely the horse of interest. So as I say, so I'm going to put my bet on there. So I'll just put the pounds on. It's not like I'm just telling you horses to bet and then not bothering. I'm actually, as you can see, I'm putting the bets on myself. And as you can see, Mac Belucky has already gone from, it actually started at 33 to 1. It's 28s now, but now it's gone down to 20s. So there's the pound each way singles. I'll scroll back up, click down. Accept price changes, £23 on, 25 grand back. Yeah, cheers, mate. So that's on. So the very best of luck for tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Charlie Winters, over and out.